Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Let me post this. Perfect. All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning and are ready to get started. I knew Arham was going to say that. Anyways. All right, we got people rolling in here. Vishnu, good morning. Ed, good morning. Terry, good morning. Binod, good morning. Wendy, good morning. Rika, Ed, smash the like button. Yes, sir, my man. Vishnu, good morning. Tony, good morning. Kamal, good morning. Peter, good morning. Good morning. Daniel. Vishnu got FDA approval. What got FDA approval? The real homeboy. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Scott, good morning. Robert, good morning. Good morning, Nancy. Hope you're having a beautiful morning. All right. So, as usual, we're going to wait about 5 minutes before we get started. And then we can start getting into the nitty and gritty. Only to think about, what was it, last week? Everybody was panicking that, the market was going to collapse again. Remember? It's like every other week, someone's panicking that the world's going to end. But here we are again. Robert, good morning. Praland, good morning. Mark, good morning. All right. While we wait, let's take a look at some news. Jobless claims numbers came out. They forecasted 3,680. The actual is 3,642. So slightly better than anticipated. All right. Avijit, have a sunny morning. Yeah, it's actually pretty sunny here. Should be pretty nice weather today. Let's get this W tonight for Toronto. Hell yeah, Mark. We're going to clean that series up. And we're going to advance to the next round, man. Peter, yes, they did. Edgar, good morning. Sky Zen, my man, good morning. Nancy, smash that like button. Guys, if you're tuning in, make sure you smash the like button. I will greatly appreciate it, and so will YouTube, for whatever reason. Peter, 406 versus 425K. 406K versus 425K. I don't know what that means. Joey, good morning. Rory, good morning. Joey, how is AMC today? Shane, good morning. Edgar, good morning. Good morning. Spy, liking this jobless report numbers. It seems getting a nice little push here. Good. which means most stocks should be moving. Anyways, 2 more minutes. We'll hang tight 2 more minutes, and then we'll get right into it. Jesus, good morning. Jesus? Maybe it's Jesus. I should say Jesus. Good morning, Edgar. Audio sounds good today, loud and clear. I'm trying to speak a little louder today because I feel stuffy. Brands, morning from London. Nice. Yep, that was the jobless claim number that came out from CNBC. They were a little bit better than actually forecasted, so I guess that is why we are getting this nice move in the SPY. Coming right back to that 419.27 resistance area, and we'll talk about all that. All right, so maybe we'll wait about a minute more here. We got about 45 people or so watching, which is great. Again, if you are tuning in, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. I'm your daddy. Can you look at Mara for a possible breakout? Oh my God. If I gotta tell you, bro, you're getting a little bit greedy with that thing. You are up 200% on those calls, and you're looking for more. Boy, oh boy, you're asking for trouble, man. Anyways, over 26.73. We'll have room to 27.70 and then ultimately 28.50. Okay? But so with that said, let's get right into it, guys. Obviously, we start off with the market, and here we are, the SPY. All right. I guess 2 weeks ago, we had this significant pull. Everybody was panicking yet again. Popped back, pulled back down to the 50-day moving average, and everybody was panicking again. All right. Again, like I mentioned, nothing to really worry about. We've seen it happen again here. All right. So here we are again today. Last couple of days kind of going pretty much sideways here, and still we are pretty much range bound. All right. So if we get closer, let's look at the 5-day, 15-minute time frame. Let me turn on my lines. Here we go. All right. So clearly we can see that once we pushed up to this 417.90, 418 area, we had a rejection back on the 21st of May. Right. Once we broke out of that, what happened? This area became our support. Right. We bounced, boom, bounced, boom, bounced, and here we are again. Currently in today's pre-market session, we're bouncing at that 418 level, 417.90, 417.33. Okay, guys. So we've been pretty much stuck in this range of 417.90 to 420, 1, 2, 3 days. Okay. So ideally, what we really want to see, two things. Either we're going to get above this 419.20, head towards the 420.45, and we need to break that in order to track to the 422. Okay. If we can't do that, we will reject and come back and continue this sideways action. All right. But yesterday we did go sideways. Most of the sectors were green. So if we continue holding if sectors start showing relative strength again, that's fine. But let SPY do whatever the hell it wants to do, essentially. As long as it's not pulling down our tech names, our stock, our sectors, then we should be okay. All right. Now, what happens if we lose this 417.90, 417.33 area, right? If we lose this, it opens us up for its 415.80 pull down. Now, this 415.80 pull down is a vital area. It's vital in the sense that lots of the short-term bulls and bears are kind of relying on this as the last line of support in the short term. If we lose this, this happens to be the volume point of control as well. If we lose this, everybody who was long above this level is going to start selling, and that volume point of control will be lost, and it's going to open us up for room down to this 413.90 and ultimately this 412. Okay, so this will really have to be the last line of defense in the shorter term. If we roll over, we can see a move down towards 412 in the coming days, right? Today, if we lose this, I think the 415 should hold for the remainder of the day. All right, so that's a level to kind of look at. We're kind of pinched between 418 and 420. Now, let's take a look at the Qs. As you can see, look how similar this looks to the market at itself, right? We're stuck between this 330, 230, and 334. We've just been range bound. 1, 2, 3 days in a row. We've kind of been stuck here. Okay. Again, for the Qs today, that 332.30, 332.40 is going to be a key area, right? If we pop back below it, we've done it before. It'll be a choppy kind of area, but if we get some selling pressure, increased volume on that selling pressure, we could see a pull down to the 329 area. Above the 334, opens us up through 337, and ultimately 338. Okay, so these are the levels to kind of watch at. Both the SPY and the Qs are kind of stuck in this range area. So we really need to look for names that are showing relative strength, names that are, moving against the market. If the market is showing sideways action, we're looking for names that are kind of moving, on their own and not really using the market as an example. So one example of that was DKS yesterday, a massive move. Another one was Mara. I think Mara did very well. Most names yesterday did very well, right? FNKO did very well. So again, this is kind of what I'm going to be looking for going into the morning sessions to see what we can get a move with relative strength. All right. Now, I'm going to kind of stop with the market there, but I want to go over a few stocks. Let me pull this over here that we can kind of look at today. Obviously, a couple of names that are moving, pre-market here. We have kind of airlines that are kind of showing strength. Here we go, BA. BA has a nice gap to fill towards this 258 area, but I'm very hesitant chasing this up here. I really wanted it to kind of form some sort of resistance line in the pre-market. So when market opens, we can kind of get that breakout and get a push up. However, now it puts us in a very iffy spot because the support's so far down here. We're kind of sitting at the 148, right? If you guys want to kind of trade this, your stops have to be the 143, 140 area in order to get that move up, all right? That's one of them. Airlines in general are looking a little bit strong. Names like TLRY, weed stocks are doing fairly well in the pre-market as well. So those are some names you guys can watch. And another one that I am kind of watching is DG. Wow, and that thing just bounced right off of that support line. Kind of watching DG as well. Okay, let's see. CGC is another one. There you go. Look at CGC, right? Beautiful flag here on the 15-minute. So wheat stocks in general should be making moves today. BBY, which is, I believe, Best Buy, it had earnings, so this one's on watch as well. All right, so go ahead and ask me your questions right now, and we'll go over it. We'll kind of run it right towards around 9 a.m. And that way, if you guys have any questions, I can answer it, and I'll start looking into the chat now. I think since you asked about Mara, I'll start with Mara. So Mara does have room to this 28.52, okay? But it's not a clear run. There's intraday pivots there, and your intraday pivots on Mara are sitting at around 26.78 and 27.70, okay? Those are your intraday pivots on Mara. Now, why is 28.52? Obviously, this area 28.52 seemed to be prior resistance, which is prior support, which is now going to be your resistance going into today's session. All right. All right, so let's take a look. INTH. I can't even pull that out. I can't pull up INTH, so I'm just gonna skip that one. Is weed the new Bitcoin? I don't think so. But it's trying to be. It's trying to be. Can check SOS. Um, SOS, tough spot. Tough spot under the moving averages. It lost pretty much all its support. It's trying to find some basing down here at 285. Ultimately, we need to get back above the 200 and the 50-day and the 20-day moving average, maybe at around the 350. If it gets back above that, then you have base, good support. You can have stops at around 280. Again, not my favorite type of stock to even look at or trade. Any questions about AMC and GME? I'm just not going to answer. I just refuse to talk about those damn stocks. Just understand that if you're trading those, take your money and respect your money. All right, MUDs. Seems to be a SPAC. Not really sure who they're merging with. SPAC has been kind of struggling in the past couple of months. So again, be careful. Not much of a chart. This little pop it had yesterday, it failed to hold that. If it can't get back above the 1385 area, it might roll over on you. So be careful with it. Ultimately, you need it back above 1385 in order to kind of retrack back to that $15 area. Again, not something that I would trade. I don't think it's just not something that I would trade. I don't like SPACs. Or SPACs have never really been my thing. All right, what are we looking at again? LKCO. Let's take a look at LKCO. Another bag holder looking chart, right? All the way back up here, respected the 200-day moving average once, bounced, respected it a second time, bounced, and here we are. It's kind of forming this. It's just getting tighter and tighter, right? We have big wide range. It's getting tight. It's getting tight. It's getting tight. So ultimately, it's got to go one way or the other, right? If you're in this thing, you could have stops at around the 86 cents area for a move back up to the 180 or the 210. But again, seems like a bag holder chart. Seems like another SNDL chart, SOS chart. So not something that I would recommend if you're a new trader. However, if you do see some sort of basing like you did here, you could try to take it and have stops right under that basing, or here you could have tried right at the stops right under that basing. But up here, your risk has to be at least 110 or at least 86. Can you check CLNE? Of course, CLNE. Trying its best to hold this 200-day moving average. Again, clearly in a downtrend. Once we lost that 20 and the 50-day moving average, things just started turning around for this stock. And just, using the moving averages now as resistance, right? We came up to it, rejected, came up to it, rejected. Now we're getting pinched. Once we get pinched, two things can happen. We can either break under and even more momentum will be lost, or we can reclaim the short-term moving averages and start looking for long side trades on it. If you want to trade this, you could try long here, stops right under the 200-day moving average, possibly at around $7 whole number, in order for you to make a move towards the 20-day and the 50-day moving average on CLNE. Good morning. Did I miss your thoughts on AMC? No, you did not miss my thoughts on AMC. Will IPOE have a run up to the merger with Sci-Fi? I don't know. Usually news events like that do give stocks some sort of ignite, some sort of run up into the event. But once the event happens, everything sells off. We saw the exact same thing happen with CCIV. We continue to see these hyped moves leading to the event. Once the event happens, it sells off. All right. IPOE, I haven't even looked. I don't know when I looked at this stock, but I've had these lines drawn for some time here, and look where it rejected, right? It hit those lines and rejected perfectly. So obviously, the trade here is a little bit super extended. If you're trying to trade this, maybe wait for a pullback to the 17.90 or even $17 area, and then look for kind of bottoming to take it higher. Don't chase this thing all the way up here. SSD. Thoughts on SSD? Let's take a look at SSD. Not bad. Not bad at all. Fairly strong chart. Fairly strong chart given what's been going on in the market recently. Has been doing it well. Good job respecting the 50-day moving average. If you're in this, you could have stops right around 108, maybe 107. I do see this thing tracking back up to 119. Not much of a pattern in it right now. However, if you are in it, the potential of seeing 119 is there. And you can have your stops right here around 108, $107 area. But to open a new position, not much of a pattern that I see that can kind of ignite it to move higher. But again, the chart does look bullish above all moving averages, which is a great sign. mRNA moved to what? mRNA moved to 189. Nice move on mRNA. Wow, I missed this one yesterday. Nice move on mRNA. All right. So mRNA moved to 189. Possible. Very, very possible. Good catch on that one. We've broken above this 170 resistance. We have had a nice significant drop from the 189 area. Not much price action here. It can very easily come to the 181 area and then move back up to the 189. Yes, it's very possible. This falling wedge, once that broke out, that was the vital area, guys. We spotted this, I think, in our room few weeks back, and look where it hit. The prior high right here, 189, right? We hit that 189 and sold off. So can we retract back to 189? Yeah, we sure can. Slowly, volume is coming up, broke above the 170, and it can see 189. Where we at? All right, SNDL to push over 1. It's gonna have a hard time to do that, but it's possible. If these wheat stocks remain strong, it could very well push up above the $1 area. But 95 cents is your first area of resistance, and then ultimately above 9 opens you up to 120. Okay, so keep an eye on it. It could very well happen. SNDL push over 1. BB is a meme too. KO. Let's take a look at KO. Nice stock. This has been fairly strong in the most recent times as well. So that's the prior high there. Struggling a little bit over this $55 area. Every time it pops up, it loses some traction, but it is forming this little wedge here as well, right? We can see that the price is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Ultimately, if you want to take this thing long here at 54, you can have stops at the 50-day moving average. I do think this thing can make a nice move. If we pull up some fibs on it here, right? Ultimately, 59 can be in the works on this name, okay? I think it's been strong. It will continue to be strong going forward. It'll just take a lot of patience as this name moves very, very slowly. SCR, I think you're talking about the score. Had a beautiful run, this name, back in what was it, January, February. Right now, it's popping its head over the 20-day moving average, which has been a first time since March, which is a good sign. Needs to hold above these moving averages in order to track back to the 50. All right. Again, it's just starting to show signs that it's trying to come out of its downtrend, which is a great thing. But it'll take some time. Just like every other chart that's gone from, the 40s to the 10s, it's going to take some time for this to move higher. Don't buy it here hoping tomorrow it's going to hit $30, $40. No, this is going to be at least a 3-month move, track back up to the 30s or the 35s if it does that. Entries here, stops at around 1270. If it loses that, can come back to the 830 area before trying to find next basing and then going higher again on SCR. CTP, will the swing ever move? I mean, it's not red, so I don't find a reason to cut the trade. If you want, you're more than welcome to cut it, but I don't mind looking at a green ticker on my watch list every time I pull it up. Stops or targets, there's nothing else to that one. Roblox back to 95. Pre-market is trading anywhere between 89 and 90. Pre-market is trading. I haven't looked at Roblox today. So Roblox, yeah, I mean, yesterday I had a pretty good and rough day. It depends which side of the trade you were on. We happen to be on the better side of the trade, but you know, making this significant move and then just rejecting is a little scary. So today it's a little bearish here in the pre-market as well, under that $89 area. It can very easily sell off. You can see that that's going to be the 200-day moving average as well in the 15-minute chart. If it loses that, it can very easily come to the 84.90 area. So watch that if you're looking to trade some puts on Roblox. I've talked about SNDL, LNTH. Why does everybody tell me about this? I can't even pull this up. Oh, LNTH. Here we go. LNTH. I don't see anything spectacular in the stock. Not sure what the news is. Trading higher on FDA approval for imaging agent for identification of prostate cancer. Imaging agent? Okay. This will probably sell off. What the hell is an imaging agent? Anyways, guys, you gotta understand, FDA, if you're trading bios, you need to understand something about bios. FDA approvals does not mean the stock is gonna make a significant run. That's not how it works. Everybody and their mothers have bought at phase 1, phase 2, and they're continuing to buy it on positive news leading up to the FDA approval. Once the FDA approval happens, everyone is gonna sell. There's no other reason. It's just a general rule. Once FDA approvals happen, everybody who bought pre-phase 1, everyone who bought at phase 1, everyone who bought during the initial trials, anyone who bought during positive phase 2 trials, they're all buying in hopes for an FDA approval. Once FDA approval happens, you'll get an initial pop. Once you get that pop, is your opportunity to get the hell out of the trade, because it will sell off in the days to come. So there's your little freebie about trading bios. Hopefully you took some notes on that one. NVDA has a 4-to-1 split next month. You think we can call options for next month? Calling options for next month really depends on how long you plan on holding it, okay? The sooner you come to your expiry, the sooner theta is going to kill you. So what you want to look at, if you want to trade that move into the 4-to-1 split, you could do it for next month. But if you want to hold for more than 1 week, 2 weeks, you got to go out at least 2 months, or else theta is going to kill you. And if the stock decides to go sideways, your premium is going to get diminished. All right, so that's 628 right now on NVDA is the area to watch. If it can hold above that, it could track back and kind of head back towards that 650 area, right? It's got a lot of it's got upgrades today, but not the best upgrades. Some of them are like 600 price targets, so in that case it's saying it's a little bit overvalued. All right, let's see, thoughts on Futu. Futu is just annoying me, this damn stock. I have some puts on this that I'm getting kind of burned on, so I'm just gonna hold it. I didn't take much size on it, so I'm okay with it going to 0, but I'm just holding off to see what it wants to do. It's been fairly strong the last 2 days, which is really weird to me, but it is what it is. Made a decision and I kind of got to stick by it here. It's either gonna burn me or it's gonna pay, but ultimately I don't like how this volume bar came in. Yesterday's volume was fair enough, expecting this area to reject and for it to kind of roll over coming into June. Gold, please. GOL. Heard this one. Nice name. Tracked back, cleared that $10 area, has room towards 1069, and ultimately it could track back to the 1130, which is the all-time highs here. Nice volume in it yesterday. Maybe I get some more momentum in it today to push it up to that area. Looking fairly close, strong yesterday. So above the 1050 area, it could get it a nice surge up towards that 1130. Keep an eye on it. What's a stock that you would put $10,000 on today for a day trade? I wouldn't do that. ARVL. Let's see. Let's see what the daily chart looks like on this one. So again, rejected that 1990 area on the resistance. Was really, I actually really like this chart. Now that I think about it, was expected, the volume came in on it. So if it can break above and hold that 1990 area, $20 area, it opens it up for this gap here to the 24. Nice breakout yesterday with volume, but it got stuffed. That's the only issue that I have with it right now. It got stuffed. I mean, it sold off near the end of the day. If it can pop back above the 1990, I think it can track back to that 24 in the days to come on the daily chart. The daily chart definitely has room. All right. There we go. So, guys, it's 9 a.m. I'm going to wrap it up here and get back in the room and get ready to trade this amazing market that we're in. Sometimes it gets a little boring, but if you guys stuck through, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button, and hopefully you guys have an amazing trading day. Again, as always, if you guys have any questions, make sure you go ahead and reach out to me on Discord, even on TikTok if you need any help, and I'll be there to help you guys out. All right, guys, thank you guys all for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day. Take care.